We just got back from Skull Island, and
we didn't literally go to Skull Island. We went and saw the movie.
I mean, as close as we could get to Skull Island, we were there. Virtually, but as close as anybody's going to get. Maybe 3D. It's more, you're more there. But it's the new King Kong movie. It just came out, you know, the early, like these earlier summer rated R kind of, like spring releases. Like Logan, this.
Was this rated R?
Yeah. I'm almost positive it was rated. Oh no, it's PG-13. Which is crazy.
There's a lot of deaths in this for PG-13.
Yeah, you see somebody basically
impaled through the mouth all the way. Had to go out.
Rotisserie.
Had to go out his asshole.
It had to come out somewhere. Seems like the best place for it. But yeah, so we went and saw it. I enjoyed it. I pretty much, you know, my expectations for it going in, I knew the setting. I knew it was this bigger King Kong.
I knew the monkey was bigger.
Like all I needed to know, because it's like you don't need plot. This is no spoilers. It's not that kind of movie. I mean, we're gonna talk spoilers, but it's not like a plot-driven film. It's an action movie.
Yeah.
What I went going in, I thought it was gonna be more B movie, which it kind of had that camp. Especially John C. Reilly brought a lot of that camp, but like a very honest kind of camp. But I knew it was big budget, you know, John C. Reilly, you got John Goodman, you got fucking
Tom Hiddleston,
Samuel Jackson,
Brie Larson.
And yeah, it was I enjoyed it. It was fun. It's basically like I went in to see some awesome action scenes.
Yeah.
And I did.
Yes, you did.
And I did.
Yes, you did.
So for a monster movie, what did you think?
I liked it.
Yeah. Because it is a monster movie.
Yes.
So going in.
And neither of us are big monster guys. Or
not really. But we enjoy. There's just been some shitty fucking monster movies.
Yeah.
Like, as far as the monster movies out, like, that have been made, I can't think of a better one that's been made.
This was a fun... Like, you know, I hate to use it. It's a popcorn movie.
It was probably ate more.
The most popcorn that we've eaten.
Exactly. It was. I was having fun.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, I wasn't expecting
an Oscar movie,
but I enjoyed most of the performances. There were
a lot of good action scenes.
So for those that don't know, the setting and the kind of, it's a way bigger King Kong.
Way big, like
500 feet or something.
The first King Kong originally was like 50 foot, and because like the memorable scene where the girl's in his hand, like as he reaches in and grabs her out of the building,
or him hanging off of the,
but like she's like
Empire State Building.
Yeah. But like she's like totally like feet out and then head out on one side. She's just like an inch worth of something in your hand. Yeah. That's the size of the girl.
Yeah, in this movie, there's a lot of similar kind of scenes that you've seen in other King Kong movies.
They do, but not in the same way.
Yeah, they pay homage to those scenes or whatever.
Of him breaking the chains, of him scooping the girl, having the girl in his hand.
But he's so big, so when you see her in his hand, it's just like you totally get the scale of how giant he is.
I was impressed with how good the Kong CG was, just because hair is so hard to get right.
I mean, most of those action scenes are all just CG.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of, and it's like, so it's
there aren't really any practical effects up in this bitch besides like the natives,
except for the humans. Yeah, the human beings that were in the thing. So it takes place 1970. It's during the
end of the Vietnam War.
The
war had just ended.
That's right. Yeah, there's a scene
where Nixon,
they're trying. So there's two scientists, John Goodman and this other guy, who's basically just another guy, even though he's through the whole movie. They're trying to get approval so they can go research this island because, you know, satellites finally identified that it's there. There's been myths, all the shit. So they're trying to. That's kind of why they're going, and then they get military people to help
they
get them in
piggyback
there.
onto another expedition that was already going to go there,
Yeah.
And so they get some senator to
so
approve
they go.
that.
It's hard. It's like this crazy island where you have to go through.
There's a storm
a constant storm that surrounds
storm.
it.
Like no one finds that abnormal. Like,
well,
let's not really talk about
setting up. Like that's why you haven't heard of it, you know.
But still, like, and this wasn't
sure.
a regular storm either.
I mean,
it was like apocalypse type storm.
It's like all
like
of
the lightning's different color than
like the sandstorm in Mad Max. That scale of storm, it's like that, but over the ocean,
to the sea, to the top.
But
like
it
just a wall of death.
Them going into it didn't seem too rough, even though it was like. It's supposed to be this.
It's supposed to be 50 miles from where they took off.
But so it takes
50.
place just at the end of the Vietnam War. Samuel L. Jackson's character's a guy who's like
he loves war.
He's sad that it's ending.
Yes.
And he has nothing else to do, so he jumps on this opportunity to fucking get in the shit one more time potentially.
But
so
all his guys were supposed to go home the next day.
Yeah. Well, so is he, but he doesn't
give a fuck. But he don't give a fuck.
No, he doesn't give a shit. It's not about their lives. Like most war, just they don't care about the people that go out with the guns. Most of them are going to die. So he's that kind of character. So you got a bunch of the typical Suicide Squad soundtrack. So it's a lot of 70s.
Well, this was like I don't give it the Suicide Squad soundtracks.
Well, no, this is the right use of that. Like listening to Credence during like a modern day superhero.
I feel like every Vietnam era movie uses all these songs.
This movie is not going to be the one to break the mold.
They're like this is what the guys were listening to. They're all still classic
Gump
songs.
Did the same shit too.
Exactly.
You know,
I mean, anytime you go to Vietnam era war, they're jamming some Creedence.
You can't play something that is not one of those songs. Yeah. Nobody would let you.
Yeah.
Everybody would be like, you can't play like probably Scorsese would do it because he does, or Tarantino would fuck with it.
There was not a lot of disco being played in Vietnam,
or it'd be like playing modern music.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, didn't they do that?
Like the
Great
that
Gatsby.
Night. Yeah, that remake did it.
I still never seen that.
It wasn't bad, but that's like whatever.
It's got like a Jay-Z soundtrack on a 1950s.
It was also like the parties that kind of fit like what the movie was because it was over the top. Like they were trying to show like how they got down, but it was very how similar to the like hip hop shit gets down. Yeah. So for this movie, it would have been ridiculous. It would have just made it bad. It was like, what are they doing? Like, of course you're gonna play. Good songs.
While watching this, I was like, I kind of want this soundtrack. Like in the old days where...
Just buy any soundtrack to any... Or Suicide Squad, where it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, they're just songs.
It's just because...
Hey, these were hit songs.
That movie was edited by trailer people, so they just used the music that all trailers use, which are like the most catchy songs.
Which also, we both just watched the trailer because we
don't watch the trailer.
Don't watch if you want to watch this.
Just go watch it.
Just go watch it.
You know, if you want to see a fun action movie, basically, it's just like a big budget, just monster movie.
Look at this CG,
really well done monster movie,
and we got a shit ton of stars for. It's like we said,
big budget. They got the CG was great. The action scenes were great. Like you knew what was going on.
Even a throwaway character like Toby Kebbell, who is in a lot of shit. Like he was that Chapman guy.
Okay, I didn't know his name, but I've seen him.
Yeah, he's
before.
He's in Rock and Rolla. He was in that terrible new Fantastic Four movie. But he's in the first few episodes of Black Mirror.
I don't know the guy's name, but the kid that played Eazy-E in Straight Outta Compton, which he should have got nominated for Academy Award supporting. It was an amazing performance. He was one of the guys in this movie. So yeah, there was a lot of. I mean, he's not a huge star. He's an up and coming kind of kid, but. You know, you got Samuel L. Jackson in a monster movie. You got John C. Reilly in a monster movie. You got John Goodman in a monster movie.
Without John C. Reilly's performance,
he's the best part.
I don't know. The action
fighting
scenes are probably the best part, but then John C. Reilly,
character-wise,
without him, it would have only been the action scenes.
Don't watch the trailer.
Don't watch
the trailer. It spoils jokes. It spoils it spoils all of the times where action scenes start, but you're not like. you don't want to see like a thing and just like, oh, here we go. This is where this is going to happen.
I'm so glad I didn't see that trailer.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, we both didn't even know if we'd watched the trailer.
I kind of felt like I had, but once we played it, I was like, nope, haven't seen that at all.
I knew I saw marketing shit.
I didn't know John C. Reilly was in it at all.
Well, see, I knew that just from like the director, and the director was on Doug Loves Movies, so he was talking about it, and like, kind of a weird dude. Like, he was just obsessed with, like, he knew all of the King Kong. If he was going to play a King Kong trivia game with like the smartest King Kong guys, he'd probably do well. Like, he was just obsessed for this movie. And he explained why it's so high. He's like, what size do you need to get for it to be godlike? Because that's what the people on the island thought of it, as a god. So it's like, you got to get fucking big. Otherwise, just a giant, you're not really thinking of it as a god. Especially that the premise of the whole, how the island works, is that the King Kong protects the people from the what could potentially be Godzilla or just
not
other
even
monsters.
Like
but they could redesign.
It doesn't even have arms; it's just two legs and a head and a tail.
But that could be like the tadpole version that grows into the frog, or the whatever. It's more like a iguana.
All I know is I like the CG. I mean,
it's best. I mean, it's the best monster movie. I can't think of a better monster movie. I'm not a big fan of monster movies, but I can't think of one. Because you're not getting, like, amazing acting, not that this had that. I mean, it was all right. The fucking leads were not a fan. Not a fan of the leads. Brie Larson, not the worst. Nice titties. Nice titties, but she's wearing a gray tank top and a padded bra and perfection. Like, at the end of the movie, when she's standing on the boat with her chest out.
Very pronounced.
Like a fucking mermaid on the front of a ship. But perfect. Padded bra still. The gray. Anybody ever wear gray before?
Everything
Perfect.
shows up
at the end
gray.
of this crazy adventure. Nicely tucked. Everything was, not a fan of hers at all. Just I don't know. Like, every time she's always holding the camera the same way. She's never like ever positioned differently, or she's taking a picture.
Well, my problem was there were many times when she was on the screen and some crazy shit was happening, and I'm like, why is she not taking pictures? And then she just like randomly like take a picture of bullshit, and I'm like, you are the worst fucking photographer
all of the pictures
of all time. Like, giant monkey, take a picture. She's just like,
she only took pictures of people posing. The monkey never posed.
True.
Because it was always like all of them. She's like had the big groups. Like, now do peace signs.
Yeah.
Because that's journalism. Let's just not photograph these people in their like natural habitat. Let's get them all grouped up and say cheese with the peace signs up. Hated that character. And then the British dude, who is he?
Tom Hiddleston.
Like, I didn't mind him, but I think because he was always paired up with her, didn't help. I don't know. She brought him down. I didn't mind him as much, but still, those two, that could have been recast.
It was weird too, because you would think that something like that was gonna be like a romance type thing, and it was never anything.
No, it was. I mean, it was just like nothing. She's a bad photographer. It was just bad acting. It's just not good at all. And the other dude was all right, but it's like, I think both of those, if those two roles were recast, I don't know who you put in there, but you get just somebody who has better chemistry. Maybe they just don't have chemistry. Maybe they're both gay and they're just like completely not into. So it's like, oh, we can't. I'm not that good of an actor. But I don't know. It could have been, that could have done better. But it looked great. Like, the way it was even shot was very much like, oh, we're shooting a Vietnam War movie.
Yeah.
Versus like the Peter Jackson. You're looking at a Peter Jackson movie.
Yes.
And it just happens to be about King Kong.
Way better than the Peter Jackson.
I cannot think of a better. Like, it's better than all the Godzillas.
Yes.
I mean, better than the
Pacific Rim.
Way better than the Pacific Rim.
And I liked Pacific Rim for what it was.
I could see, like, the battle scenes were good. The fucking storyline between that. Like, you have to control the machine with two people, and then they have like a relationship.
They have to link mentally.
But they're going through like they're arguing because they're in a relationship. The dumbest, like, why are they the pilots? Like, this is it. Yeah, but the fighting scenes, even though they were all at night, even the robot, the Transformers, better than all those.
Yeah, it's probably the best monster movie.
It's not transcending the genre.
No.
It probably, with some tweaks, some different actors in there, maybe a little bit different script, it could have been, but I'm glad it wasn't. Because it's like,
there would have had to have been more of a story, and there wasn't. I mean, the story was, we're on this island, there's a monkey, we got to get out of this island.
Yeah, but I mean, even simple stuff can be done. It can be done in a way that's completely different.
And then it's fucking Sam Jackson goes all Ahab, and he has to kill the monkey because the monkey killed some of his men.
And he just wants to keep fighting because the war's done. He has a lust
for
death.
But he straight went Ahab, though, where that's his white whale. He had to, he was going to go down with the ship to fucking try to kill this whale and kill all the rest of his men in the process, not caring.
Yeah. So, yeah. And he was definitely... You don't like him. He's not a character you like at all, which is good, because you're not supposed to like him.
No.
You know? But yeah, it's... John C... And I kept... Because I knew John C. Reilly was in it.
You were waiting to...
I was like, when... Because I've heard, like, he's the best part of it.
Yeah.
He's... And...
I really would have never thought the guy from the very beginning of the movie was going to be John C. Reilly in the future.
I didn't either, but I'm glad because I like that scene.
That was a great way to start it off.
The first scene of the movie is like World War II, the end of World War. I don't know how far towards the end of World War II, but it's World War II.
It was the beginning of World War. Like once we got in,
an
American pilot and a Japanese pilot went down
towards the end of the war.
Yeah,
because we probably just bombed them, and which. Is the origin story for Godzilla is the nuclear fucking the radiation.
Well, just the bomb it awoke Godzilla at the bottom of the ocean.
Oh yeah, well, I've seen a different version. I think it was a remake that the
radiation made it.
Yeah, that evolved. It like fucked with the DNA of which they're all both whatever. Who cares? Who cares
how it gets there? I don't give a fuck how it got there. It's a giant goddamn monkey.
Yeah, it's a monster movie. It's like the premise for how they're explained to set it up. Even the setup for this is decent at least. Okay, there's a storm. We haven't had satellite footage yet, so it's like now this is why we're figuring this place out. It's just been like so. It's okay. It's whatever. You see the storm, which apparently isn't unfly-throughable because.
Everyone flies through it, evidently.
There. They don't have helicopters because of the first scene in the movie.
Yeah.
First crazy scene and how that plays out. And then but they get picked up, you know?
Yeah.
You see them
the
rendezvous. It was part of their plan.
And then they made it back through again.
Yeah.
Because you have to go through it to pick someone up, but then you got to go, okay, you want to do that again?
Yeah.
Like, let's turn around and fly straight through.
But it wasn't them flying back.
Hell.
It's these different pilots that are apparently qualified as well, but they're just like, we'll hang back.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's whatever. But
there's definitely a few.
There's a ton. I mean, if you were going to pick this shit apart, you could just. I mean, but it's it's whatever. For what it was doing, it did the best. I think it was a lot of fun. You know, and I don't know about watching again, but I'm not a big monster movie. But if it's on Netflix or something, I'd probably throw it on. I don't know how much I'm paying attention.
Yeah.
Just when the action scenes happen, all the between where they're kind of doing the drama.
The spider scene was a good one.
I love that, man.
That was really cool. That was a good one.
There was I enjoyed a lot of them. I loved the slow-mo samurai sword scene. That the British dude did, which was, and John C. Reilly was doing, which I love the whole that they became buddies and John C. Reilly and the other dude. But even though like it's like totally like a slow motion samurai sword scene isn't something you would necessarily think of that you'd see in a King Kong movie.
I kind of cheesed on that a little bit because it was
done well.
He was doing it in the gas mask, and then they would show his vision from it,
which is bullshit.
And I'm going, you can't see shit, bro. How the fuck are you just like cutting these saw-billed dinosaur pterodactyl things in half like they're fucking nothing?
It added a huge layer on top of why the fuck does this guy know how to use a sword anyway?
Exactly. I thought about that too.
But that's the same thing with like fucking what? Not Rogue One, but the other Star Wars where she just knows how to. Like
she knows how to use a lightsaber.
Same thing with the other guy.
Yeah,
the dude that was in there.
John Boyega. Finn.
Like he knew. Yeah,
his
Finn.
name's John Boyega.
Yeah, Finn. Like he knew how to. I mean, he was a fucking master, but he was proficient.
He was fighting people with a lightsaber.
But I didn't care. I'm like, he's fucking. There's crazy monsters everywhere.
If they would have not shown the perspective shot, it would have made that whole scene better.
When they cut to that, for me, I was like, oh, this is bullshit.
Yeah, you can't see that shit. It's just gas and like shadows.
The whole scene is bullshit.
And you're slicing everyone in half.
Yeah,
perfectly.
That was a mistake. But they made the shot, so they're like, we got to use the shot.
I didn't like I thought it was funny how the nerdy guy got picked off the boat, but that got a little cheese for me when they were all like had him in the air and pulling on him. And
I was good with the cheese, man, because there's like, it still was done well, but it's definitely one of those cheesy scenes where a guy gets ripped apart, which that happens in movies, happens in zombie movies all the time, but it was done well, like because they were using the aesthetic of the I keep wanting to say Civil War, Vietnam War, that kind of, that you got the big sun, like even just that where it's always that hot sun, and it's and fucking
going down the river,
a lot of fucking there was a lot of lens flares, like it was shot like it was a Vietnam War movie, but it happened to have a giant fucking tons of giant monsters. Like I loved a lot of the monsters. The stick bug.
The stick bug.
I love the stick bug.
It was a log bug, not even a stick.
Yeah, but it's
a giant. That's what fucking log.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a giant stick.
Which they ruined that in the trailer.
Oh, everything's ruined. Everything's ruined.
The spider was great. I liked the buffalo thing.
Yep, me too. There was a lot of those characters that, like, you saw a lot of monsters. They wasn't all monster fights.
I wanted to see.
I hated the scene where she just wanders off and thinks she's gonna lift a helicopter.
Oh yeah,
I was like, that was probably. But I already hated that character anyway.
Yeah.
I was like, everything she does is stupid. It's like she's the last photographer.
Here's the other thing.
It's horrible.
King Kong snuck up on her.
That's true too. But
this bitch was so oblivious.
That fit the character. That fit the character, man.
But the earth shakes when he walks. He's 500 fucking feet tall, or I don't know how, like 350 feet. I don't know how big.
He's really big.
He's fucking huge.
He's the size of a building.
You're not like.
He's the size of a building.
Large building.
Like a skyscraper.
Yes.
I don't know how big. Big enough.
Hella big.
Big enough to where he could fight off the other big things that live on that island.
I liked how he got hurt.
But it was very imaginative.
I mean, I didn't like the fact that he got hurt, but I like how they showed like, hey, you can't be smacking helicopters. He was like
washing himself.
You can't be smacking helicopters out of the air and not expect to not cut the shit out of yourself.
And they showed in that scene where he got it,
where he grabbed the tail and he was like, ah!
Yeah. So it was well done. To pay that kind of attention to. Oh, there's this huge battle scene. Okay, now in this other scene that intersects with this other character, we're going to show the damage that happened in that previous scene.
That scene
to make it even more realistic.
Then the octopus, which we didn't even talk about that.
That's the thing.
I liked that scene.
I love the fact that they were so
creative.
creative.
I liked all the monkey scenes, pretty much. The rest of it, I could fucking whatever.
But
the monkey and John C. Reilly
made the other scenes. So, but like, the fact that they were so creative with the different, it wasn't just King Kong and dinosaurs, like the fucking
no real dinosaurs. They were
just
lizards,
different monsters. Except for the octopus thing was kind of just a large octopus.
It was the Kraken shit. Yeah, that thing was fucking huge. It was wrapped on his head, and he's 500 foot tall.
Yeah,
so then he eats it like sushi, which I liked that.
Me too. Yeah. I was like, I wouldn't mind.
I kind of want to. Yeah.
It's like, God damn it.
I was like, I don't really want octopus, but I could deal with some squid.
I don't mind octopus. Octopus is good. But yeah, it's. I mean, that's if it was just King Kong and dinosaurs. There were dinosaur skulls.
Yeah, there was a triceratops skull,
which is fine. I'm fine with that. Maybe they died off because of these other monsters. But I liked it. I liked it was a lot of fun. All the different monsters that were in it, all the different kind of fight scenes and battles and things like that. Wasn't a big fan of the camera lady or kind of.
They really peppered in good action scenes through it, which made it a fun movie. This is like the new kids' versions of Independence Day, like the fun fucking popcorn movie that probably won't hold up in 15 years.
I mean, I think it'll hold up enough. I think it'll hold up. Well, the thing, Independence Day is weird. I tried to watch Independence Day 2. It's on HBO.
It's terrible.
I got 5 minutes. I was like, I can't do this. I'm not even paying attention. And I can't watch it. Really bad. Which is amazing that this only had it's really fucking just get rid of that. Just get a new photographer chick. Anybody. She was horrible. She was horrible.
Did we even
she was by far the worst part.
You could have eliminated her entire character.
Yeah, you can eliminate it, but
she didn't do anything.
Well, you need to have the girl there for King Kong to do for those, those reference scenes.
Well, I guess she did touch his face. So that was the second one.
It could have been the Asian research assistant.
Could have been.
Just give her a role. I don't know if that actress would have been able to do it, but she didn't really do anything. So, but
they said
give
leave
her
it
that
dawn.
role. Give her that fucking role where she's instead of a photographer, she's the other research assistant, and she's I'd way rather see her
and Brie Larson's
that British
fucking
dude.
Oscar winner.
Yeah, but you work with a good director or whatever, or maybe she just didn't give a fuck. I don't know. She was there for her tits and that padded bra. That's what she was there for. That is it. But overall, thumbs up.
Yeah, if you want to go watch a fun movie,
for a monster movie, it's a 10. Or I'll give it a strong 9. Strong 9.
Strong 9
perfect.
for a monster
doesn't transcend
movie.
for a monster movie, but better than any monster movie I've seen. But for an overall movie, I give it a strong I want to say 7.
Yeah, I was thinking 7.
I don't know how that ranks up with other movies that we've ranked, but
it's all subjective, man.
It's pretty fun. Like if I'm in the movie for a monster movie, which it's now that I know that there's a decent one out there,
I give it a light 7 if that makes any sense. I don't want to go 6.5, but it's a light 7.
Yeah, I get it. Strong 7's like a 7.5 or something without having the decimal. But it's a fun movie, people. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. If you it is a fun theater movie.
Yeah.
Unless you have a really nice setup at home, I really wouldn't mind watching it again here.
Oh, no, yeah. Well,
because for this kind of movie, you want a big screen. Like that fucking commercial at the beginning. He's like, you don't want to watch it on a little screen. So I don't know how long it's going to be in theaters.
I got a little scared when the British family sat kind of behind us.
I heard that kid the whole time.
I couldn't
the whole time.
Really
they must
after
have been
that. They were all more on your side than mine. But the grandpa during all the previews, he probably said "blimey" at least 4 times.
I enjoyed the trailers. I was kind of like, why are people talking? At first, when we first got in there, and it was just that.
I was like, hell yeah! And
but they were talking during. I was like, oh no, I hope they shut up. But then more people came in, and they were fine the whole time.
Yeah.
But it was that family. I heard that fucking kid the whole time whispering. It's like, don't. If you need to ask questions.
Grandma couldn't unwrap whatever candy she got when they first got in there. But the grandpa was hilarious because he just there was crazy I forget all the previews, but every time something crazy happened he'd be like, "Blimey."
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah.
And in my head,
I heard him when in one of the first action scene,
yeah,
where a tree is involved, almost like darts.
Yeah.
He made a comment. I don't remember what he said, but that was amazing because I'm like thinking of what I'm like in his head, like what is a fucking old British dude watching this thinking of like,
yeah.
Especially considering what he was saying, his comments during the trailers, which are basically just a lot of action movies coming up. But I was like, oh, that's hilarious. But yeah, it wasn't too bad, but I definitely heard that kid the whole time. Anytime, all the between action scenes, because when the action scenes are going, it gets loud, or when they play a song, which they don't play music the whole time. That's usually somebody in the movie flipping something on.
Yeah. I liked his record player. It was in like a munitions case. Yeah. Like it looked all official, and then you just popped it open as a record player.
Yeah. It was I enjoyed. It was a cool movie. Cool movie. Fun movie. Popcorn movie. Definition of a popcorn movie.
If you like watching fucking big crazy sci-fi type shit, like this is.
If you like monster movies, seriously, if you like monster movies, the best. I cannot think of a better monster movie that's come out. That I've enjoyed. I mean, Big Ass Spider was fun. That was a B movie though.
Yeah.
But that would probably be the only, because I enjoyed that movie. I watched that movie multiple times. The intro scene for that movie is the best. But yeah, King Kong, watch it. Highly recommend it.